Hi everybody, this is Lindsay Jenkins again with Feel Free Traveling. Thanks so much for watching today. Today we're going to be talking about what cruising is like right now. So let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. First thing, many cruises are requiring vaccination because most of the spaces, the performance spaces, restaurants are indoors and not open air. So right now, despite the controversy, that is the reality. There are what we call bubble cruises, which do allow for unvaccinated passengers, but that is a whole other thing. If you want to know about the logistics of the bubble cruise, go ahead and comment below or message me and we can talk about that. This is my experience with a vaccinated cruise. This was the Carnival Miracle on the 5-day cruise to Catalina Island and Ensenada, Mexico. The cruise felt very normal. All things considered. The ship was not at full capacity, but I think that they could have had higher capacity if they had been more booked or if they had chosen to increase the number of passengers on board. I think they would have been able to do that. So this ship was not at full capacity, but it did not also feel really quiet or really empty. This is the bay at Long Island, so this was one of the great views that we were able to experience before we even left port. There were a lot of shows, both musical performances and comedy shows, and that was one way that this cruise felt very normal. Not only were they just present, not only were they just existing, which was great, but they also were very good quality. Their energy was really great. They were excited to be back. And that just added to the atmosphere and the ambiance of the cruise, which was really great. There were lots of activities, which was wonderful. There were kind of full day schedules, full activity schedules. There were trivia things, like I came in first in Harry Potter trivia and second in Big Bang Theory trivia, which was something I was quite proud of. My husband also was a really good sport, and he did a dance-off on stage, which got us VIP entertainer status, and that gave us some really fun perks, gave us some really good seats for the shows. We got chocolate-covered strawberries from our cruise director. So just all those little fun things that cruises used to have, they do still have, which is wonderful. Like I said, the atmosphere was great, high energy. The performers were throughout the ship, not just on the main stage, but also, in these little corners by the bars. You can see that this was decorated for Christmas. We went in December. And all of these little corner side performers also really just added to the ambiance and the great energy of the cruise. There were lots of food options. They didn't have, only one or two places that you could go. Most of the restaurants were open, or most of the eating options were open. Room service was also available. So again, it felt quite normal, which was great. As far as being in port, like I said, we went to Catalina Island and Ensenada, Mexico, and there were activity options in port. We went parasailing in Catalina Island, and there's Catalina, the full panorama view of it. We also went to La Bufadora blowhole in Ensenada, Mexico. There's a couple of photos from that. And we also went horseback riding on the beach. So the ports, they weren't closed down, they weren't bland, they weren't restricted. We had options of things to be able to do. And a side note, there are additional activities besides what the cruise lines have on their websites. So reach out to your travel advisor when you're booking a cruise and see if they can find any other activities so that you guys can have the perfect fit for what you guys want to do. There are also child camps, child activities, child caregivers on the cruises, on some of them. I do believe that children over a certain age do need to be vaccinated, so keep that in mind. But if you are an adult and you're with kids and you want a little bit of time to go do something on your own, then that should still be an option for you. The mini golf, basketball courts, the water slides, they were all open for use. So again, it felt really normal, all things considered. It was pretty great. The weather was less than ideal, but it was totally possible to make the best of the experience. It was overcast and drizzling. You kind of saw it in my photos. But instead of hiding in our room or trying to swim in the pool where it was probably too cold, we went and sat in the hot tub. And that was a completely pleasant experience. We did activities to keep us out of the water, like, horseback riding or parasailing. We weren't in the water, we weren't in the ocean where it was quite cold. We were able to make the best of the situation and get kind of creative to make sure that it was still a completely fun time. We bought warm cinnamon rolls on the beach on the boardwalk at Catalina Island, and we were able to sit and just enjoy the water and still keep warm, which was really great. Something you do need to keep in mind is you do need to wear masks in open door spaces like the restaurants or while attending the shows. You need to keep your mask on if you are not actively eating or drinking. So, if you're ordering your food and still waiting for it, keep your mask on until your food actually arrives. Or if you have a drink with you while you're at one of the shows, then you can have your mask off and be drinking. They are pretty lenient with people keeping their masks off. They won't make you take a bite or a drink and then put your mask back on immediately. It's not that strict. Something else to know is you don't have to have a passport to cruise, which is really great because right now passport offices are still really backed up. So you can go on a cruise with your birth certificate, and that is something that is open to you even if you don't have a valid active passport. There are also bottomless soda and alcohol packages. You need to drink, this is a little tip for you guys, about 4 drinks to break even on that. Whether it be bottomless soda, you need to drink about 4 just to break even on the price, and the same with the alcoholic beverage. You need to drink about 4 per day just to break even. So if that's a good fit for you, if you're confident that you will drink more than that, then go ahead and get those packages and you'll probably save money. If not, then I have a couple of tips for you guys a little later on. Here's a couple of areas of the ship, things that are offered and still open. Don't worry about things being closed down, even right now. So a few tips. 1, bring a power strip or a wall adapter. There was only 1 plug in our room, and that's for everything. That's for hair dryers, that's for phone chargers, computer chargers, medical devices. So bring a power strip so that you have multiple outlets available to you. Thankfully, the ship had one that we could borrow, but do not plan on that happening. Don't depend on that. Just bring your own. Something else you can bring your own of is cans of soda, canned drinks. You can bring, as long as it is a sealed can, you can bring soda and put it in your mini fridge in your room. So the bottomless soda wasn't really a good fit for us because we didn't want to drink that much soda throughout each day. So we just brought a few cans to put in our mini fridge, and that was perfect for us. Something else I recommend bringing is a laptop with either downloaded movies or attached to a portable DVD player. You cannot plug in your laptop or things like that to the TV in your room. That is not something that you can do. The channel selection on their TVs is also not that great. So we made sure to go out and go do things on the ship. But it was very nice to be able to have a better selection of things to watch without having to pay for a Wi-Fi package when we just wanted to sit in our room and just kind of relax for a bit. Another tip I have for you guys is do not assume that checking your baggage is the best thing to do. If you want to get off of the ship as early as possible, keep your baggage with you while you're getting your breakfast in the morning and relaxing outside of your room. If you don't want to do that and you're okay to just stay on the ship and relax for a little while, then go ahead and check your baggage. To give you guys an idea, the first cruise I ever went on, we checked our baggage and we were on a lower deck. We ended up not getting off of the boat until the afternoon. This last time, we kept our baggage with us. We were also on a higher floor, and so we got off the ship at around 10 in the morning. So those are some tips I have for you guys for making your cruise a little more fun, a little more well fit for you. If you can afford a higher tier stateroom. If you can afford an ocean view room or a balcony room or even a suite, I highly recommend doing it. We had a balcony room this time. This was our balcony. And the balcony and ocean view rooms not only have better views than an interior room or a porthole room, but you also have more space. The big windows in an ocean view room just help the space to feel more open. And a balcony, you literally have more space because you have this balcony that you can go out on. They still aren't giant rooms. This is what our stateroom looked like. It's not huge, but it was bigger than the porthole room that we stayed in our first time. And I think I will probably only book balcony rooms for myself from this point on. They have good privacy. That's not something you have to worry about. And it makes the room feel more open than a porthole room or an interior room. And it's just a little roomier. It's in my opinion just a better experience. So finally, let's talk a little bit about price. Obviously, this very much depends on where you're wanting to travel, how long the cruise is, and what type of room you want. So there's so much variety that it's really hard to even give a ballpark of a price. But on the cruise that we went on, the 5-day cruise from Long Beach to Mexico, an interior room will range from about $300 per person to about $500 per person, depending on what time of year you want to go. A higher tier room, like a balcony room, will be more like $500 per person to $700 per person. Sometimes that will be enough to include the taxes and fees. So hopefully this is something that works with your budget. If it is, let's get you guys booked. Keep in mind that a lot of cruise lines do offer payment plans, so something you guys can save up for. And there's so much variety in what cruise ships offer, the destinations that they go to, that you guys should be able to just really find your perfect fit. So if you have any questions, please comment below or message me and we will get it all figured out for you. I'm really excited that cruises are back and that they are up and running and excited to be back. And hopefully we'll get you guys on some cruises. Thanks so much. See you next time.